What's up, Facebook Tickety Talk? Hee hee. So, let's get into it today with me and my Chevrolet. We are going to be changing the rear differential fluids and front differential fluids, along with replacing the gaskets that come along with it, because Chevrolet had to make it so easy to get it done. I want to make a video, show you all the process, just in case anybody else wants to follow along in the future. She is a 2025 Chevrolet 3500 Dolly. Let's get into it. I'll be making multiple videos upon this today, so y'all don't have to be dealt with the boring parts of it. You know, pulling the bolts, yada yada. But I'll show you all the important steps. All right, peace. First, make sure you have yourself a drain pan set out here to catch this nasty fluid, because it smells. I hate dealing with rear end fluid. But anyway, I got the pan set up. Got my tools right here and my gloves. So I'll show you all the next skit in about, I don't know, 15 minutes. Get myself a few minutes to drop this down, get everything looking pretty. All right. First step is to get your fill plug pulled out before you drop the pan, just in case they ever filled it, which they never do. So grab that, get it over here, take a look. Magnet looks good, no debris on the magnet, so we're good there. Set yourself a little hand towel over here and get that out of the way. It's just 3/8 ratchet with a small extension. And now the fun part. So I ain't gonna bore you with that. I'm gonna pull these bolts all the way around and leave the two upper ones at the top right here on. That way it doesn't fall off and we have a big mess. We just want to pop the bottom off, but I'll record more in a minute. So once you get all your bolts off, those are long shaft ones, and that's just a regular one. But you want to back these off just enough to where it'll catch the plate, but it won't drop on you. Then you get yourself a solid shaft screwdriver, and you come over here and you pry up on this ever so slightly, and you let your fluid start draining out. Which that fluid don't look horrible, still see-through, but I hate the smell of this stuff, man. If anybody that's a mechanic knows, this stuff does not smell good at all. You can see, you can still see through it right there, which is good. That's good news. It's real thick, syrupy stuff. So let that drain all the way out, and then remove those two bolts up there. I'm gonna get some gloves on before I continue, and I'll take you another video. All right, be back shortly. All right, so get your other bolts out, put them down on a little rag you got set to the side. There's a little clip up there, pop that up. It'll be very easy with that. And then pull this down. You have to get that gasket off. It shouldn't be too hard. It should just peel right on up. I suggest just sitting it in your drain pan for the time being. You got your whole pan right here. Take a good look at it. We've got magnets built in right, I don't know if y'all can see it, but right there on the pan. And you want to get a nice little hand towel and clean that off. Check and inspect for any type of large debris, but a little bit of paste ain't nothing to worry about. That's normal wear and tear. Always buy yourself a little 10-pack or a 5-pack of the shop rags and wipe that off. Preferably into your drain pan. Get those those magnets nice and clean. And that's why you want to wear gloves. And then set the little shop rag to the side. And I would suggest buying some brake cleaner. So right up in there. Try not to get the brake cleaner in the pan itself. Give her a good spray. And I will be back in a moment. After you get your gasket put back on, I would recommend putting 2 bolts through the pan where your gasket is supposed to set at on the sides, and then place your seal back up here along with your cover, and then just put a couple screws in it to hold the gasket in place while you get the other screws ready, because you're going to have to put a little dab of thread locker on each one and then place them back in. These 2 will be the last 2 that you'll take them back out after you get the rest of them set, and put the thread sealer on those as well. So that's about step 3 or 4, and I won't bore you with that process. I'll be back in a few minutes. For video's sake, and to show y'all what to do, a little dab of this stuff goes a long way, so don't go crazy on it. Get yourself just a little bit, set it right on the edge. If it wants to come out for me this time. What in the world? There we go. See? Just a little dab. A little dollop of daisy. Don't go too crazy. Ooh, just like that. That's going crazy. And then stick her in the hole. Get a few little turns. Get it nice and in there. Yeah, yeah. Get in there. Yeah, yeah. And then you grab your next one. You can salvage some of that. Oh, see, it's too damn much. Just be careful with how much you put up there. You don't want to go too nuts with it. You'll never get them back out. Stick that one in there. Turn, turn, turn. But you get the process. Be back. After you get all your bolts threaded with Loctite, you want to go in like a zigzag motion or back and forth. I started with this one, I went over to this one, now I went down to the bottom one, I went up to the very top one, and now I'm going to keep on doing that process all the way around. But these are torque specs to 28 or 29 pounds. Who cares? Might even go 30, but still, just so y'all know, they are torque specs to 29 pounds all the way around. It's me again, Margaret. Hee hee. So we're getting to the final steps. We got it all put back up there. All the things torqued down to spec with Loctite on them, or thread locker. And then we're gonna take our cap, which I should do this with my other hand. Should have been prepared, Josh. And just place it back up there ever so slightly. Just a few turns. Not all the way back in. And then you'll take this and spray everything back down and get all that oil off that you can. Okay? After that's done and dried, you'll take the cap back off and we'll go through that process once it dries. All right, so once you get that done, you have to open the top of this, get that seal off, and then you have to cut the top of your nozzle. One glove on, one glove off. I just don't learn, do I? So, you get that up there. It's better to get these little squeezy bags to do this job with, I'm telling you. And then you stick your nozzle in there and you just squeeze nice and slow. Some people swear by Amsoil. As y'all can see, I'm using Valvoline. It's all synthetic oil. Amsoil's pretty good, but I'm using what I can use. And it's going to take 3.18 is what it calls for to fill this thing up. You don't want it all the way full. You want it about a half an inch below that fill line. What it calls for. Try to get as much in there. This shit costs enough. Excuse my language. So I ain't gonna bore y'all with the schematics of it. I'll put all three in there and then I'll do the final wrap up with y'all. So I was taught a little trick about checking your fluid. You can stick your finger in there, but you might touch the side of it, so it doesn't really give you a justified thing. Take yourself a zip tie. Bend it down like a little 90. Stick it in, turn it down, pull it back up. And as you see, you measure it. I'm gonna do it one more time. Stick it in, turn it down, pull it back up. And they want you about a half an inch. So we look about an inch and a half away from the fill. So don't get that dirty. If you do, if you drop it, get a different one. Don't put that stuff back inside. All right, so little trick for y'all. And see, we're almost done. Put a little more fluid in there. I'll check it. We'll call it good. All right, so we filled it up to about a half inch shy of the fill plug. It called for 3.18. I'd say I used about 3.5. A little bit more won't hurt. They say. Some people will say different, but a little bit more will do just fine. Now I'm just going to go around and check all my bolts, and we have successfully replaced our rear differential fluid or oil. Much love, peeps. Stick around for another video. We will do one on the front differential. Much love. Peace.